I should do that actually. Yeah, dude. We have our podcast room, and
Yeah.
the difference that mic makes,
Oh, sure.
it is insane. Because
Yeah.
I would use this to record audio for YouTube videos,
Right.
because or for YouTube ads, and I was like, oh, it sounds really good when I'm doing YouTube. And I went to go do that one like one time, and I will never go back when I'm recording for YouTube ads. It's almost scary how much of a difference it made.
Right. Good. Anything that's like not a USB microphone is going to sound, and I'm sure you've got like mixers and stuff, and
Oh yeah,
you're not like, you're not just plugging direct into a computer, and it is what it is.
It's
right.
a whole Rodecaster Pro like SIM card recording type. It's really good.
And it makes a difference.
Yeah. So how are things, Nick?
Things are good. It's been busy. I've been busy, man. I don't know about you. Like you've got a whole other world of stuff going on with the YouTube ads and everything, but it's been a busy 6 months since the last time we talked.
It doesn't even really feel like 6 months.
I know.
It just feels like last time we talked about it, like, oh yeah, we definitely need to record, and then we said the same exact thing again, and we just decided to do it. So welcome back, everybody, to the insurance panel.
Woo! People have been saying, when are we going to do it? And here we are. We did record in like March. I want to say March. Was that right?
2 or 3 videos.
Yeah, we've been recording. They've just been sitting in the archives. They're like waiting to get uploaded. This one might also. Who knows? So it is August 5th, 2022. As we record this, just drop a note in the comments. Tell us when you're actually seeing this.
When you get to see this, yeah. I would be very surprised. But what's very interesting about the channel is, even so some of our content is older, you said 76 videos that we put up.
77 videos. I can't believe it.
It's a lot.
Most of them are well over an hour long.
And people watch them still to this day, and we still gain subscribers. So thank you, new subscribers. Thank you, old subscribers, for still being here with us, because we've been wanting to do this for the longest time. And so we just decided to jump on today, and we're still busy, just not as busy today. And here we are. Yeah.
The channel's not dead.
Channel's definitely not dead. We still want to do this as much as we can. But also still while enjoying our lives and our families.
Yeah. Well, getting back to some, maybe a regular recording schedule, because honest to God, it's not the recording that's the problem. Like finding an hour to 2 hours to talk to you every week, that's not that difficult. The part that's the problem is all of the rest of everything that goes into getting the video assembled and put up, which is like also seems like not a big deal when you look at every part by itself, but boy, it just becomes an insurmountable object of like putting on titles and creating links and writing a description and uploading to YouTube and waiting for things to render, and
and sometimes you just got to know what you're not good at, and we're just not good at those things,
right?
And maybe that's what we should talk about today.
Hey, we didn't have a topic planned, so why not? Let's do it.
What a great transition.
It's almost like you came in with an idea in mind, and we didn't even discuss it beforehand.
No, Nad, I had no idea, like most, where we're going with it.
Amazing. This is why you're the best.
But sometimes you're just not good at things.
Yeah.
I realized very early on I would not be good, or even remotely good, to talking to anybody under the age of 45 or anybody the age of 50 about term insurance, because I can't make a compelling enough message to somebody that they need to buy insurance, even though I believe it in my heart of hearts. But I know I'm really good at storytelling, and I'm really good at talking to a senior citizen and getting them to not understand. They already know what they need, but getting them to understand why they need it from me.
Yeah. Similarly, like I don't know. I am not good at sitting on a phone all day
Mm-hmm.
sitting at a desk all day,
Yep.
And trying to sell over the phone. Like I've done it. Like, and I was okay at it, for somebody who was brand new. Like I think I was closing like 12% of my total leads, but it was freaking torture. I hated it. And just because you can do something, if you hate it, like, if there's a better way, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Right. There's
I'm talking to so many people right now saying, I'm just going to go digital just because everybody else is.
Oof.
And I'm like, why?
It's so rough, man. It's so rough. Go watch our videos that we did from when I was doing telesales, man. You can see in my eyes, like I'm a haunted man.
And there's some people that absolutely love it.
Yeah, sure.
I got guys, down the hall from me, that are doing telesales over the phone for some Medicare, some final expense.
Yeah.
And they if I told them I've got 50 leads in a 2-mile radius, direct mail, that are fresh.
Right.
They couldn't even begin to imagine going out.
Right.
And I would freak out if I had that amount of, like, I would be like,
God, right.
Oh my God. But they were like, I would just rather sit here and this is the important part, have 6 to 8 conversations a day,
Right.
knowing 4 or 5 of them are going to be decent conversations. Some of them are going to be absolute hogwash, and they know they can close 2 to 3 presentations.
That's good. And that's good for them, right? Like, they love it. Hanging out, flip-flops, shorts, don't have to get dressed up, don't have to deal with the heat. It's been a heat wave here in Pennsylvania. I mean, it's been like,
it's all good. It's definitely been a heat wave in North Carolina too.
Yeah.
And they enjoy it. They also have their friends around them. They're having fun.
Right. They're working in a work environment.
We're going in a work environment. They're helping each other underwrite. What should I do in this case? What should I do in this? Hey, help me come in. And sometimes they just, take off the headphones and give it to Nick, and then Nick pretty much sets it up for the close.
Right.
And the client knows no different, but it's just
different situation than sitting at home alone in your bedroom with like a laptop on your knees trying to.
I could not do that.
Yeah. Right.
That would suck so bad.
Much. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like, but there are people who love that also. There are people, so there's people who there's all sorts of different ways to do this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like the big thing that everybody tries to outsource is appointment setting. I cannot tell you the number of people who tell me, oh my God, if I would never have to set an appointment for myself and all I have to do is go out and knock down sales, I would be the best salesperson in the world. So I will say, like, right there is a place where you do start running into, you got to know the difference between things that you can do but don't want to do, and things that you can't do, that like really you just can't, but it's unimportant, and things that you need to have a skill and you just haven't developed that skill, and that's why it's hard. And I feel like there are a lot of times when there are a lot of agents who hear people like us say things like, outsource the stuff that you're not good at. And they take that as permission to not develop skills.
Correct.
So I always want to be careful whenever we talk about this kind of stuff, because, I've started using an appointment setter, but I've started using an appointment setter for the same reason that we're not uploading insurance panel videos. That time that I used to spend on Saturday mornings setting appointments, I'm still on the phone Saturday mornings. I'm just on the phone with my agents. Right. Or, Tuesday nights, I'm on the phone with my agents. I'm helping make sure that they're getting through.
You're still doing work. You're not doing less work. You're
no.
just you have other things that you have to do.
Right.
You had to outsource. And I want to go back and go back to what you said, because I think that's important. If an agent will say, if all I had to do was just make sales, I'd be the best sale. You wouldn't be. That's the important part. You wouldn't be.
You wouldn't
would
be.
not. You wouldn't be.
No, never.
And it's mainly because you're lazy. Because you would make this is it. This is what I've found to be true, and I've talked to a lot of people. I've seen a lot of business gone through, and what I've found to be true is people make enough for what is for them, and then they stop doing their thing, and that's okay. But if you're selling $3,500, $4,000 a week, and then all of a sudden you have an appointment setter and you get an extra 15 appointments a week or whatever it is,
Mhm.
because you don't set appointments, do you really think that you're not gonna do more? You're gonna figure out how to do
The
the same
same.
amount over and over and over, and you've just outsourced what you were doing before.
And now you're just spending more money to do the same amount of production.
But you're gonna do a little, exactly.
Do a little bit more.
I'm doing $4,700 in production a week, but I have an appointment setter. So, but it really comes out to the same amount that you're paying your appointment setter. So it's just like,
and maybe that's a trade-off that's worthwhile for you because mental health is, valuable. And like, maybe you really, 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 really hate setting appointments, but also maybe you just haven't developed the skill of setting appointments. It's not something that everybody is born with. It is a skill. All of this stuff, all of sales is a skill, and it's a skill that can be learned. And so, like any skill, it takes practice and it takes training and it takes work.
Can I go on a small rant? Can I tell you what happened with me?
Rant away.
Okay. I was just to go back to the skills that you have. Okay. In full transparency, because of what I do for the position I'm in, I really haven't been in the field in a very long time.
Sure.
Okay. But I still got it. And I want to explain why. I was sick this past Monday. Mm-hmm. And someone called me, this girl called me and said, "Hey, I'm Amy. I'm with a client of yours." Okay.
Okay.
And he's trying to get all of his documents together. And he doesn't know the name of the insurance company that you sold him. I know it's from a very long time ago.
Well done, Amy.
And I said, "Okay, Amy." Couple, and I was sick. I was like laid back in bed, and I sat up. And I went, "All right, Amy, I got a couple questions." You could hear that I went like hello to like I'm talking like this, right? Like I was like, "All right, Amy, a few questions for you." He's trying to get all of his documents together. What's going on with him? Well, he's has stage 4. Stage 4 what? Cancer? Yes.
Right.
Okay. Amy, are you an insurance agent? And she said, "No, I'm with Senior Benefits." And I said, "Let me ask you another way. Do you have your insurance license and do you actively sell life insurance?" She said, "Yes." I said, "You don't need to hide behind what you do, Amy. You could just tell me that you're an insurance agent and you're attempting to replace my policy. But I will inform you that 1, the company is Royal Neighbors of America. 2, that if you attempt to rewrite a policy that is now 2.5 years old and he has stage 4 cancer and you write him a guaranteed issue policy, I have no problem reporting you to the Department of Insurance." What did you say your NPN was again? And she went, "I gotta go." I went, "Okay. Can you give me his new address? Because he said he needed a new policy." "Yeah, sure. Here's his address." "Okay. Can I go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can go. Have a good one." Right.
Right.
But you could see the one, don't ever do that.
Yeah. That's
horrible. I'm with Senior Benefits. Amy, I've been around the block a couple times. You ain't gotta hide it from me. Okay.
Yeah.
She just barked up the wrong tree. But what I'm saying is there was a skill that I developed.
Right.
That immediately when I knew it was happening, I went into like, I could flex that muscle at any time. I just haven't needed to in a long time.
Right. Yeah. You went into protecting your client. Yeah, yeah. Right. I was going to go like attack dog mode.
Yeah. Right? I went into protecting my client, and 2, protecting my book of business.
Absolutely.
Even though it was 2.5 years ago and the renewals aren't, incredible on that policy, It's
Yeah.
still the
So
best
what?
thing to do for the client. If he were to
Absolutely.
pass away, he's in stage 4 cancer, his family is going to get $12,000, and that's going to be a great thing to take care of his burial whenever
Absolutely.
he passes away. And I'm happy to go get that policy. I called them right away. They got him. They're shipping a new policy now. He'll have it. He called me later, thanked me, and
Yeah.
we're on our way.
You know,
But don't be the agent that tries to do that.
God, yeah. Oh my God. Especially for a GI policy,
I know, right? I'm like, you're
like
gonna get a charge, like a GI policy, that if he's on stage 4, you're probably gonna get a charge back
you're
on.
not even going to make any money on it.
You're
You're
essentially
just going to
making a
screw this
payday
guy
loan
over because you need to put a number on a board,
because
right?
you don't want a payday loan for
Right.
$200.
Yeah.
So
Awful. Awful. Ugh. Other people are the worst. um don't be that agent, man.
yeah,
So I don't know. I don't even remember what we were talking about before you talked to me about that. That
I
just
just
blew my mind so much.
I I had
Somebody
to,
was trying to replace a
yeah.
valid policy with GI.
It was, she didn't say she was, but I could tell. What's the name of the company?
Right.
If I said, one, it's Royal Image America. You can call them if you want to, an attempt. I just want to make sure you understand what you're attempting to do.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
shut down real quick. So it's just, but what we were talking about is you build up a skill.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
that's kind of why I went into that, because
Yeah.
I did have that skill.
Yeah.
You had the skills of appointment setting. If you go watch some of our previous videos, Nick actually does a very short snippet of how he sets an appointment.
Yep.
And it works. It's absolute gold. You're gonna have to go watch about 77 videos worth of content. I'm gonna give you an idea. It's between 30 and 50 is
Yeah.
about where you're gonna be
Somewhere in
at.
there.
It's
Got a guest on it. It's not just the two of us, and it's at the end of the video. So
yeah, there you
so
go.
go watch some
Go
videos.
watch it. But it's really good. But you've developed a skill, and when you say it very clearly. It's punctual. It's to the point, and you can tell that you've done it over and over and over and over.
I mean, and humbly, like I am currently, I'm maybe a little bit rusty, but I still set my own appointments like once or twice a month. I'm one of the better appointment setters that you're ever going to talk to. I'm not going to say I'm the best because I don't know everybody, but I'm very much up there. And I wasn't when I started. Appointment setting was hard for me when I started. I was coming to doing final expense from only doing door knocking, face-to-face sales. Like if you watch our video with Dusty, that was the system that I was coming out of, going around and knocking on people's doors. I never set an appointment. I never picked up the phone. I had phone fear like you would not believe. I didn't want to do it. I didn't, but the idea that you could get all of these appointments lined up for yourself and you didn't have to worry or wonder about where you were going to be or what you were going to be doing and who you were going to be seeing. And it was just, set them up and knock them down, was such an enticing idea that I spent the time to develop the skills. And I worked on it. I recorded my appointment setting. I listened back to my appointment setting. I got scripts from people who I trusted. I sent recordings of my appointment setting to people I trusted. I got feedback. It took me a year, maybe 2 years before I got good at it. It took work. But I put in the time and I'm very good. I'm an extremely good appointment setter now.
Yeah. Efficient.
Yeah.
I didn't set an appointment until my third year in insurance.
Yeah.
Unless I was calling or getting called by a referral, I'd set an appointment, but I did not pick up a new batch of leads and make phone calls on leads for until 3 years. And I remember my very first phone call and the lady was like, what? Because I had no idea what I was saying. Because I had never done it. And I was so fearful. And I was like,
probably talking 10 times too fast.
Yeah, I was talking too fast. I was like about to try to sell insurance over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, what's it about? And I'm like, well, it's about insurance. It's going to cost you. And I was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it now gives me anxiety. But I remember where I was. I remember what I was doing. I remember, even I think I was around the time I was really starting to talk to you a lot. Is you were like, I have a separate room in the house that I would go to that's quiet, and I didn't have that because my wife was sleeping. So I like drove to like a McDonald's and sat in my car.
Right.
Got to the Wi-Fi and like started doing it that way. It was so bad. But the important part was, as I set 6 appointments for Monday, and I felt pretty good. And guess what?
Right.
That Monday, I had one of my best Mondays ever, and it forever changed my life.
And if you've got a good Monday, like that's it, right? Like if you're Monday, and this is another thing. Like this is why I always tell agents, don't waste Monday, right? There are some agents who tell me that final expense prospects all set their doctor's appointments all on Monday, and you're going to get stood up more on Mondays than you will on Tuesdays, and blah blah blah, making up reasons why Tuesday is a better day to start your week. I mean, do whatever you want. Like that makes no difference to me. But you only have 5 weekdays. I don't know about you. I don't want to work on the weekends.
No.
You only have Monday through Friday. If you are burning Monday, you only have 4 weekdays. There's only so much time you have. And it's a race. I want to make my goals as quickly as possible and be done selling as fast as I can. So I like to, I stack my Mondays. My family knows I leave early on Monday. I get home late on Monday. If I can get 10, 11 appointments on a Monday, whatever I think I can mentally handle before I burn out, I'll try and do my whole week of production on a Monday and then take the rest of the week off. Like that's the ideal.
That's the goal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't mean you're not working on the other days. It just means you're not working in the field. You got production goals.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between, now you're starting to go into the more of the business and building side of things. It's just weird, but you've trained and you've built that skill that you can do that.
Yeah.
But most people are taking still 4 to 5 days to hit the amount of production that you are hitting in a day or day and a half.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I'm at $200,000 of submitted production for the year, and it's August.
Yeah.
And I've taken, I think, almost 6 weeks of vacation this year. Stuff's come up. It's not all been like vacation. Like I've had funerals and stuff to go to, but
were you going to go to the LBL trip, Portugal?
No. I was going to go on the LBL trip prior to the pandemic, but probably not making any other LBL trips. And probably not the family benefit trip anymore either.
Really?
Yeah, family benefits changed some of the way that they do things, and it's unfortunately getting harder to write them than it used to be. So yeah, I made 4 family benefit trips in a row, and 3 of them got canceled due to COVID. And I might not. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not trying for their trip this year. I might try again next year. We'll have to see what they do. They've got to change the way that they're doing stuff. It takes
a lot of KSKJ then.
Yeah, well, a lot of KSKJ. I'm writing more prosperity now than I used to write. The ability to do an e-app with a definitive answer that is done quickly. It's just the things that I liked about family benefit have all sort of slowly eroded until I got to the point where I was writing a husband and wife, and it took me over an hour just to do the applications.
Yeah.
Just the applications for the husband and the wife. And it's just like, that was sort of my breaking point. It's unfortunate. I'm one of their top 15, top 10, something like that, agents of all time. And I'll still write them when they're appropriate, but they've kind of become just a niche.
Everybody says different. I don't know.
Yeah, niche company for me. They're not. I can't use them as a go-to.
And to be honest, sometimes Prosperity's got a pretty decent bonus if you write enough production with them.
Yeah.
Oh, is it 10%?
Something like that. Yeah.
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 Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is,
KSKJ still not in North Carolina.
KSKJ still not in North Carolina. Who knows?
I Dude, when they do, I'm running down the streets and replacing it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Smith, we got Chris Smith writing KSKJ now that they've got an e-app.
Yeah, he loves it.
And he's rapidly become one of like their top 50 agents. Like I think he only started writing them in March or April,
Yeah.
and he's qualified for their next year's trip already. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's why he's one of the goats, man. Chris
yeah,
is a hell of an agent.
yeah, he is.
He is a hell of an agent. And you know, new products, Affleck
Yeah,
slapped the label on the Aetna product.
yeah, it's a Sendo.
It's
It's a Sendo with worse renewals but lower premiums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Lower prices and no renewals.
Um, any workings, any idea of any new companies coming out you think of,
Um,
or new products? Not new companies.
like what? Like True Stage just bought Assurant.
Yep.
I don't
Saw
know.
that.
I don't know what's going to happen there yet. I got a whole bunch of emails yesterday about like stuff's changing, and we'll see if it's like changing, or if it's just like changing names
Under new management.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could go either way. It's hard to say right now. Um, there's a couple of things on the horizon that are maybe happening, maybe not happening. There's a company called Cincinnati Equitable who has been saying for like 6 months now that they were going to be coming out any day with a new final expense product with an e-app, and it's just not happened, and I'm not really sure why. They've got an e-app, not an e-app. They've got a final expense product out right now, which is in very limited states, and is it's a pretty okay product, but it's paper app only, and it's a phone interview, and it's pretty lengthy. And they're fine. But the new product is supposed to be a lot more liberal in their underwriting and a lot easier to issue, and it's an e-app and all the kind of stuff people would want, and it's supposed to be in more states. And it keeps not.
You heard about the Bankers
out.
Fidelity product?
I've heard about the Bankers Fidelity product. I haven't taken a look at it yet. Have you seen it?
I've seen more than you know.
Oh, intriguing.
My company has consulted with them
Mhm.
on a couple things, and I saw one of the reps at Medicare Con, and he was kind of talking to me, and so they're listening.
That's always nice.
They're listening. What's weird is they have I think it's unisex rates or smoker and non-smoker rates, or this. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd heard, was that it's all smoker rates.
Yeah.
Like it's just no differentiation between smoker and non-smoker. So smokers get really, 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 really good smoker rates, and non-smokers get kind of
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, I don't want to put all my smokers with them because that would be mean.
Yeah.
Right. But
that's also sort of what they're asking for.
Yeah.
And
I know most agents are final expense agents, and it may just be a one particular IMO, but I know they want to go up to 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't write many $30,000, $35,000 cases. Not
many. I do get them though. Like it's nice to have a company. It's nice to have a company that'll go 35, 40,000 simplified issue if you can get it. Like it's nice to have the option. Doesn't come up a lot. Like I've got a lady right now who was just declined for a fully underwritten case that I was trying to do, which was going to be an $80,000 fully underwritten case. And if I could break it up into 2 final expense companies instead of having to do like 3 or 4 final expense companies,
yeah.
right? That would be better.
Sure.
Especially since no, I won't get into why she was declined, but she was declined for a reason that would make it difficult for her. Even with a final expense company, my options are limited.
Got it.
But yeah, so I mean that's nice. something up to $50,000 simplified issue would be cool. I know that's another thing that KSKJ is saying that they're doing. They're working on putting out a simplified issue app up to $100,000, but not final expense simplified issue. It's just non-med, fully underwritten.
Didn't they have a Pekin life insurance? Pekin?
Yeah.
Didn't they have something up to $50,000?
Yeah, but there was something about it.
They
I don't remember what it was,
but I don't really know if they took off.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was about them. There's another one, EMC, ECM, something like that. Also, I think writes up to like 50,000 or 100,000. And there was something weird about them, and like that I don't remember. They like maybe they only pay like 60% commission at street or something weird, or they only contract direct or something strange.
I really want to work with a life insurance carrier who's, small, not smaller, but that wants to build that product, like a really good product. I want to do something like that, like where we can, like me and you can consult and like build an actual product, like a really good, not, do you think that the Trinity will ever happen?
Man, it would be nice. Like a product that pays agents well and has reasonable, like not crazy underwriting, but reasonable underwriting, like underwriting like in line with, I don't know, maybe the old Transamerica product.
Sure.
Maybe not no height and weight chart, but a liberal height and weight chart, and take COPD maybe at a higher rate, and is not going to like destroy insulin dependent diabetics, and like your basic stuff. Takes maybe neuropathy. Like the number of companies that actually take neuropathy right now
are slim.
Man, it's just the companies that take neuropathy are dying off. That would be in reasonable rates.
If you're a life insurance company that's watching this, you want me and Nick to consult for you, reach out to us at theinsurancepanel@gmail.com.
Our rates are cheap.
Our rates are very cheap.
We're very reasonable for our consulting fees are much less than other people's consulting fees.
And we really know final expense.
And we know what we're talking about.
And we really want to make it happen.
More than most.
But who knows? They're probably not watching this. But if they are,
you never know. Someday, maybe they're not watching it now. But when we get back to recording on a regular basis and we start getting those big view numbers.
Oh yeah, the 900s.
Yeah,
yeah, those are the days. Well, cool. Open enrollment AEP. Who knows?
AEP, annual enrollment period. Open enrollments in January.
Let's see. That's coming up soon.
October 15th. Crazy season.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
It's definitely a season. We are already preparing mail to start printing.
Oh, yeah, you got to be.
Like printing.
Yeah.
To start going out as soon as possible, because it's gonna be a good one. I'm always every season, like Humana's first look. Let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
Help pay your rent for this card.
Yeah. The benefits that the different companies are coming out with now that they're allowed to do more stuff than they used to be able to do. Some of them are getting creative. There's the United Healthcare has one where if you use it right, it's basically like an extra $125 in food stamps.
Yeah.
Like, you get an extra $125 a month and you can spend it all on food. Because your food and your OTC budget are all built in together, like, that's just like, everybody's got to buy groceries. That's just free money.
Yeah.
The rent one is great. Aetna's got one it's only in certain states. I think they're expanding it outside of just the certain states, but in Pennsylvania and Florida, at least, Aetna will give you $70 to pay your utility bills. Like, there's all sorts of cool stuff that's out there.
Didn't one of those Anthem Aetna Elevance, didn't they rename it Elevance? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. It's definitely not Aetna.
It's Anthem.
It might be Anthem.
Anthem.
Anthem does. Anthem goes under a bunch of different names depending on what state you're in.
Yeah, but exactly. They go
Yeah.
for many different states. And it's like, I was like, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know. I don't know what you're selling, sir, but I'm on this Anthem plan and I ain't never going to Elevance. It's like, well,
same thing. Yeah.
Same thing. But you know, their parent company is going to be Elevance. And then there's the, you know, in some of those states that they're known for Anthem, they're not going to change that at all because why would they?
Yeah, places where they've got a big footprint already.
In Virginia, they're huge in Virginia.
Yeah, Ohio also.
Yep, Ohio also. Yep. But I don't think the first look for UHC has come out yet, has it?
No, I got an email today from an IMO who was cold calling me. Who was like, "We've got UHC's first look," and I was like, "How?" And I went to their website, and all it did was redirect me to Jarvis, and the first look's not out. So it's like, but the stuff's coming out. They're all going to be out in a week or two. You know, and if you're selling Medicare, this is not a Medicare channel, right? We're not here to really talk about Medicare. But if you're selling Medicare, I recommend that you take the exact same approach that you would take with Final Expense. Have a company, fall in love with the company, write as much as you can with one company, pick the product that you think is going to be their best product, grab their first look, figure out what's going on. You know, and just try and run with just one company. There's so many benefits to writing just one company with Medicare. You know,
there really is.
Yeah, there really is. You know, like, you know, so you especially like because most agents don't ever write more than 10 apps a year with any one company. Like if you've written 20 or 30 apps with just one company, that company knows who you are.
Yes.
You know,
they
decidedly know who
reps,
you are.
The reps will ask, "Hey, I'm having trouble getting in contact with Nick. Can you please get a hold of Nick for me? I want to talk to Nick and help him." Yeah.
If you've written more than 10 with any one company in the course of a year, especially if it's outside of AEP, oh my God. Like if you write 20 apps with one company in like between April and August, you will start getting people from that company calling you because they know who you are.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Same thing when you're doing, you know, Final Expense, you know, you're writing with a lot of companies. They're going to know who you are when you call. They're really excited to talk to you. Like, please send us more business. We're happy to help.
Yeah. And there's all sorts of stuff out there. So, yeah.
But it's just, Nick, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was good. I'm glad we did it. You know, it's not like you and I haven't talked, but we haven't like done this. I haven't seen your beard. Like we've only been talking on the phone. I had no idea.
I told you.
I know.
I've really been just not doing anything at all, really. Just letting it grow. For the beard.
Right.
But that's the real trick is just forgetting that it exists for a while, and then eventually someone's like, "Hey, your beard's much longer than it used to be." And you're like, "Oh yeah, there you go." So comment what you think about the beard. Was it worse than the mustache if you're a real Tip fan?
That's right.
There's 2 or 3 videos where I had just a mustache and
it was terrible.
I got a lot of backlash on it. So if you can find that one, let me know if it's better than that and we'll go from there. So Nick, pleasure as always.
Absolutely, man.
Hopefully again, August 5th, 2022 at 3:49 p.m. We'll see how fast this goes up.
Yeah, let's hopefully. Hopefully you're watching this at some point in August.
You'll watch in August. Marcus is actually reaching out to me right now again.
So we are getting a new should we call him a producer, editor? I'm not sure what we should call the job title, but we are getting somebody and we are getting all the backlog videos going up and hopefully they go up in the right order. So if you see some real old stuff before this, sorry. If you see some real old stuff after this, it's just stuff that we recorded a long time ago. And we didn't want to hide it from you because
you'll see me go from beard, no beard, beard, no beard, no beard.
Halloween costume.
Yeah. Halloween costume. I forgot I did that.
Yeah.
I looked at the drive the other day and I was like, what was I even doing?
Yeah, you were Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. It was a good video. That video, I think we ended up cutting out in the middle of it because there was a rainstorm and it knocked my internet out.
I do
So,
remember that.
Yeah.
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 Perfect.
So,
Thanks
we
again, guys.
got stuff going on. Like, share, and subscribe, and all the good stuff that we're supposed to ask you to do.
Just let people know we're back.
All right.
Bye soon.